Hope you had a good holiday weekend. It's all coming to a close now, though. What'd you guys do? I had some really good food today. I had steak. We got a new grill, so got to try out the grill. That was fun, eating that food. I'm on later than usual because, we were doing all that stuff. But probably, I'm hoping maybe there'll be more people on the West Coast, because you don't usually get them. And I'm from the West Coast. I'm from California. So maybe some people I know might be on. That'd be cool. Yeah, so I grew up in California, but now I am in Florida. Florida is very different than California. It's well, first of all, just climate-wise, it's basically living in kind of a prehistoric swamp. But it's nice because I can't recall when I wore shoes last. Just wearing flip-flops. So that's fun. And I don't know, it's just kind of it's just a different vibe. Definitely a different vibe from California, for sure. I stay in a lot, so I don't really I don't mingle much with people, which is, I'm sure, fine by me, and I'm sure they probably appreciate it as well, the locals. But I don't know. I think like one thing that I noticed when I first got here was the way everybody drives. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, you ever played racing car games like Gran Turismo or Pole Position? It's like that. I mean, people are just weaving in and out at top speed like they're doing a race. It's kind of scary, but definitely helps keep your skills up, because you definitely have to drive defensively around here. And then where I'm in the Orlando area. The food is, well, definitely a lot of, I'm used to like Mexican food from being in California, but like in here, it's like there is Mexican food, but there's also a lot of like Caribbean food, and then some other Central and South American countries. There's more of that cuisine as well, that you don't see a lot of where I'm from in California, in the Bay Area, anyway. But the other thing that I really think is cool about Florida is kind of like what I'm drawing right now. Just the wildlife here is amazing. I mean, even the little insects, but like the birds here are amazing. Like the Sandhill Cranes, they're like kind of like dinosaurs, and then alligators are like dinosaurs too. And then I was able to swim with the manatees earlier this year. That was amazing. So cool. I mean, these things are massive, but they're like super chill, super mellow. Yeah, there's just a lot of cool little creatures here. I love it. Um, I wanted to see alligators for the longest time. Like I was here last year for about 6 months down near in West Palm Beach, and I wanted to see alligators so bad. I was hoping I would just see an alligator in the retention pond or just randomly. I didn't want to have to go to like a one of those alligator uh, rescue places or breeding places or whatever they have. I wanted to see one in the wild, but not necessarily out in the wild, but just in the suburbs. Like, and I was there for 6 months and I never saw one, and it was really disappointing. But when I got to Orlando, I saw one. I saw my first alligator. We were at a shopping mall, and all over. The one thing about Florida is it's basically like a giant swamp, right? So they have to drain water so people can live in these subdivisions. So there's lots of retention ponds and canals and stuff. And we were at a shopping mall, and there was one of these retention ponds, and just driving, and my wife's like, "Look over there," and I turned, and there was a retention pond. Sure enough, there was an alligator just chilling, just swimming. So we went over, pulled over to a parking lot next to the retention pond, and I watched it swim around for a little bit. They look like logs. Like if you're not paying attention, you'd never know they were there. But I would tell like the local people that I wanted to see one, they would just shake their head. Like I just remember one people say, "Yeah, you say that, but when you see one rise up out of the water and like run into some bushes, like you don't want to see that." So yeah, I mean, I definitely wanted to see one, but not up close. And I live like on a lake, and I haven't seen one yet. I've seen an otter. I've seen tons of birds and turtles, but surprisingly, I've never seen any alligator. I thought like maybe I'd just see one, just kind of floating by, but I don't know. Maybe they don't like it where I'm in the lake that I'm at. I don't know, or maybe they're not. There's no access for them. Who knows? Because I asked the landlords if they ever seen them. They were like, no. But like I wouldn't go swimming, but we've never seen any. But that's what people also say about alligators. Like if there's 2 feet of water, you pretty much can be sure there's probably an alligator somewhere in the water there. But yeah, so it was really cool that I got to see my first alligator. I was very happy. Felt like I could check that off of my bucket list. I don't know what else is there to see. I mean, the cranes, those were really cool. Like I never expected to. I saw them walking around the neighborhood, but the other day, it was after brunch, and I was inside. I was like cleaning up, and all of a sudden, and my daughter was still out there eating, and all of a sudden I just heard this really loud sound. I didn't know what it was. It just this weird kind of honking sound, and then my wife was like, "What is that?" And I didn't know what it was either. So we went out, and sure enough, there was 2 Sandhill Cranes, and they were right outside our screened-in patio in the back, and one of them was just sounding off because my daughter was making like little squeaking noises at it. So we think maybe it thought it was a baby, and it was like calling for her because it couldn't see what it was. It was making the sounds. and it wasn't making the posturing. It wasn't flapping its wings like they do when they're trying to posture or threaten. So that's why I think it was. It thought maybe it sounded like my daughter was making a baby crane distress call or something. So that was pretty cool. We got that on video. I think that's on the Princess Anna page if you want to check that out. So those are some of the animals that I've seen. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that stand out other than the squirrel that I was telling you guys about the other day. I think that's pretty much it. We've seen some pretty creepy bugs too. We actually saw there was a tarantula hawk or something that was trying to get in to our screened-in backyard and our patio, and it looked mean. And the funny thing is, when we posted about it, there was like a lot of local people, including my sister, who said they had never seen that before. So lucky us. We had some creature. It was trying to get my daughter too. It was like, she was like, "Oh, it's a dragonfly." It was not a dragonfly, and it was like staring at her, trying to get in through the screen. It was pretty scary. I'm not one for taking out insects, but I sprayed that one because it looked like it was definitely aggressive, not friendly. And they're supposed to have, from what I understand, they're supposed to have the most painful sting out of any insect. So yeah, I wasn't going to chance that. Sorry. Trying to think, is there anything else out there? I'm not really interested in seeing any of the like snakes or stuff. I mean, maybe swimming across a lake, but I don't want to see like one of those giant pythons. Those are kind of scary, and they're not native, so there's no reason for me to want to see one of those. Are any of you guys from Florida? And if so, is there anything that you recommend me checking out that I haven't seen other than what I have? I've seen the alligators, I've seen the manatees, I've seen the cranes. What else is out there? Because see, California, we don't have that much. I mean, we've got deer, we've got bobcats, we've got mountain lions. Bear in certain areas are starting to come back. Definitely coyotes. Man, those things are ridiculous. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with coyotes. Once they start moving into the suburbs, they just become like totally brazen. They just trot down the street like they're just regular dogs. Like they got somewhere to go. Just kind of stare at you and just keep trotting along. And then they go after your pets, which is pretty scary. I mean, I'm all for like animals coming back to their natural habitat. I mean, with that, you gotta be aware of what kind of behaviors they do. Another thing in California that's interesting that I don't remember as a kid, but as an adult, they started showing up were the turkeys, a wild turkey. Just walking down the street, blocking traffic, pooping all over everybody's cars and roofs and stuff. So those are kind of a pain. They're funny though. And I think, from my understanding, the otters are starting to come back to Northern California, which is cool. And it was cool because when my daughter and I saw the otter here out and back, it was like we just heard like this peeping noise, and I saw something popping out of the water, so I pulled out the binoculars and took a look, and it was a little otter. And It seemed like he was looking for like one of his buddies because it was like calling. It was making some kind of a beeping call. That was neat. I'd like to see one of those again. So here's my alligator. One of our friends was telling me that near where they live, about an hour or so from here, they see there's, I guess, a lot of baby alligator in the lakes that are there nearby. That seems like that'd be kind of cute to see. Like, they can't do as much damage. I think I'd be more willing to see them up close, that size. Apparently there's bear here too. It's like black bear, I think. And then for all you paranormal people out there, there's the in California, of course, we've got Bigfoot, but in Florida we've got the skunk ape. But I don't think I'll ever see any of those, as much as I'd like to. But the dragonflies out back are huge, and I really think they're smarter than we give them credit for, because they like to stare at people. I think they're curious of people, and one got stuck in our back screened in patio, and my wife got the there was like one outside, and it was like, look, I think it was waiting for the other one, and then my wife got the pool skimmer, and she started coaxing it, like saying, "Come on, I'm gonna get you out of here," and it flew onto it. It landed onto the skimmer, and she opened up the screen door and let it out, and then it flew off, and the other one took off with it. So I think that dragonflies they're not from this world. They seem like they're from another world. I don't know, but they seem very smart to me for insects. I'm having fun with this guy. Do any of you guys have any good alligator stories? Any of you find any alligators in your pool or run into them on the golf course? I always think those stories are pretty funny. I mean, not for the people, but for me watching, it's funny. So I think this is pretty much it here for tonight, guys. Just wanted to remind everybody I'm here on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. I post finished pictures from the day before on Instagram, and we have abbreviated versions of these videos for if you don't have any time, or if you just kind of want to get a preview before you watch the full one. We put those on TikTok. I think that should do it. If you like what you see in here, please follow, spread this around so we can get it out to more people. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'm signing off here. It's actually the 5th now. All right. Thank you. Good night. Love you. Bye.